Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. Umahi has finally reacted to his sack from the office of Governor of Ebonyi State, and you're going to also see the number of other people that have been sacked with him. Don't forget that the court has declared his position vacant based on the fact that he defected from PDP or to APC. Not just him alone, but also the deputy governor. And well, right now, he has decided to react to it. And also, you're going to see others who are totally affected by their move from APC to PDP, also from PDP to APC. But before we continue with details of this news, if you've not subscribed, please do well, hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news, Chief Dave Umahi on Tuesday said he was still the governor of Ebonyi State. He said the judgment for of an Abuja Federal High Court presided over by Justice Ekwo, which sacked him from office for defecting to the All Progressive Congress APC, was null and void and of non-effect. Umahi stated these in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi state capital, while addressing journalists in his office following the court judgment. He vowed that he will not obey the judgment but will obey the state high court, which did not fault his defection to the APC, and similar ruling in Zamfara that also okayed the defection of Governor Matawale also to APC. He called on his supporters and the APC not to worry about the Abuja High Court judgment and vowed that he will appeal the judgment. According to him, he said there is nothing to worry at all. In the first place, there is no constitutional provision for any hatchet man to remove a governor. There are three ways whereby a governor can vacate his seat, either by death, resignation, or impeachment. By the House of Assembly, there is no other constitutional provision that empowers a hatchet man to turn the constitution and the law upside down. I have listened to the judgment of Ekwo, and it is very obvious that he was on a mission. He was making all effort to upturn the ruling of the Supreme Court and appeal court on the issues like this. We have heard the rumors before now that he was determined to give judgment against all known laws and the Constitution. First, to embarrass APC. Two, to embarrass the federal government. For me, I do not feel worried, but I feel so much sorry for the judiciary. The executive may have problems, the legislature may have problems, but the moment justice could be purchased, then we are in trouble in this country. And the ruling this afternoon is a clear evidence of purchase. Meanwhile, in another related development, the same Federal High Court in Abuja on Tuesday also sacked 17 members of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly that defected from PDP to the ruling All Progressive Congress APC. The lawmakers had on November 17, 2021 joined Governor Dave Umahi and his deputy Dr. Eric Kelechi Igwe to move over to the APC. The court, in a judgment that was delivered by Justice Ekwo, held that the lawmakers, having abandoned the political party that sponsored them, could not transfer the mandate they obtained from the ballot to another political parties. It held that the defendants who became members of the House of Assembly on the platform of the PDP could not justify their defection when there was no division in APC. It held that Section 109, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution was purposeful or purposely couched to ensure that defectors were not allowed to retain their seats in the House unless such defectors are able to justify their actions. The court held that the case PDP brought against them succeeded. Consequently, it ordered the lawmakers to immediately vacate their position even as it restrained them from further parading themselves or acting as members of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly. The court also made an order of mandatory injunction compelling the Independent National Electoral Commission to accept from the PDP a list of its candidates to replace the sacked lawmakers, as well as to issue certificate of return to them. Alternatively, the court directed INEC to, within 90 days, conduct fresh election in Ebonyi State to fill up the position. It further ordered all lawmakers to refund all salaries and monies they received from the period they defected to APC. Whoa, this is a serious one for these guys. I mean, it's a punitive measure to stop all this betrayal in politics. You can't come to my house after eating my food, you now slap me on the face and walk away, or you now move to my enemy's camp. For me, it from day one, I have never supported that. It's totally wrong. Let it be we are close to election and you say, I'm moving to this political party so that you can obtain ticket and stay there for the rest of your life, than leaving them just in the name of, these are the ruling people and all of that. It's going to be a big lesson, I'm telling you, for all defectors. And most people who have intention of defecting will now learn their major lesson. It's a judicial precedent that will stand the test of time, because if you look at how it was being arrived at, you will now understand that these people are actually, for me, it's going to be a wake-up call. It's something that will prevent so much of this cross carpeting and all of that. Those 17 guys that have been, also sacked from their position as lawmakers, the punitive or the judicial declaration is very stiff on them. If you notice that of Umahi, they did not say anything about reforms, but for them, according to the Ekwo, the man in charge, he said that they have to refund all salaries and money that they receive from the period they defected to APC. I don't know if there's going to be sudden return back to PDP, but I don't think that even if they want to return, that the president, or sorry, that the PDP will accept them back, because that was huge betrayal. But looking at what Umahi have said, I feel that being that he's the captain of all of this, he has a way. He's going to have a way around the whole thing. And don't forget also that the State High Court in Abakaliki on the 22nd of February had told Nigerians that there was no case against their defection, from PDP to APC. So right now, what Umahi is saying is that I stand with that one. For the one that was declared in Abuja, I don't have any business with that. And guess what? Not obeying court order in Nigeria is a normal thing. We've not heard anything from, INEC yet, because they are the ones that must speak out now. Because if they don't speak out, it might go an extra mile in, frustrating all the effort that PDP had put up, to get this victory. However, we are still waiting to see what PDP are going to say. I'll update you about that in a jiffy. But let me just read one or two stuff that Nigerians have said, their comments about this. This one said that this is a step in the right direction, and it will go an extra mile in correcting a lot of anomalies in the political parties. Another person here says, good for the betrayers, those who enjoy here and leave just because the other party is ruling. I'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment section.